Are you sure you're real? Because you're just too good to be true. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Radiant Tale. The adventure has started. The chapter has begun. Let's get right into it. Right next to our theater, the city of Scholias is a certain city. Calida, the scholar city, a place of knowledge founded by Silius, the great spirit of Earth. The great spirit of Earth who has a wealth of knowledge in his mind and a passion for research in his heart. He's methodical and a bit of a perfectionist. Interesting. A lofty sage tower reaches skyward as if to pierce the heavens, surrounded by institutes and research facilities, a Scholia's brain. When's the romance gonna start? When's the Otome game gonna Otome? Sounds grand, but it's a dead for armchair theorists, weirdos, and study addicts. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth just talking about it. I wonder if he was experimented on by her parents. Or her parents rescued him from experiments. So much to see, so much to do. And there it was, the tower at Calida's core. We alighted the carriage and our first destination was the main street where the tower could be seen looming in the distance. It's still so far away, but it sure packs a punch. That's a huge tower. That's the Sage Tower. They say that Silius who made the city got overexcited, which is why it's so ridiculously big. Apparently they built this street above the surrounding buildings just to show it off. On clear days, we can even see it faintly from the castle in our theater. Both the residents of royalty and the center of politics, normal citizens visited often to attend special events or to go through official procedures, so it's always busy. I've heard about it, but whoa, it really is that tall. My neck would be sore if I tried to look up the very tip. Scaling it seems like an arduous trip. We go into a lift to get up to the street. Obviously, there's one inside too. Mystic tool used to carry people or things up and down. The one in the Sage Tower is a one-of-a-kind model that has seen countless improvements, making it the fastest lift in existence. Interesting. Actually, don't act too excited about it. We're all in the same group, so you'll just have to be embarrassing me. Calida, huh? The mirrors of this place are a lot thinner than I thought. It's been 10 years. Thalia? Is something wrong? It's nothing. I lived here once, so it feels a little strange coming back. But I don't remember much of my childhood, so I was really surprised how tall the tower is. I must say that the atmosphere in this city is rather different from the capital. The passerby are all quiet and the streets are all very straight. When I went to the capital, I flew over this place and it's amazing from above. The junctions and houses all have sharp corners like squares, as if someone drew them with a ruler. Well, Silius was a pretty meticulous character. I hear the order and efficiency were the ideals of the city, starting with the plans and all the way throughout construction. Oh, wow. You're right. On the map, it's a perfect square. That's crazy. So, Jinya, what should we do next? We need to prep and have some meetings about the show, so should we look for an inn first? I'm afraid to say that there will be no inns for us. During our travels, we'll be staying in tents, even inside cities. Oh, then why did you come into our inn? Huh? Why? I mean, I get why we'd have to make tents between cities and all, but... No buts! It's important to strengthen our bond by living together. Be honest, you used too much of the budget on other things and ran out of funds for lodging, didn't you? Hey, sound arguments are underhanded. Don't sensible things like that. That's a rather novel rebuttal. Jinya pouted his lips for a moment before combing up his hair with his fingers. But don't you worry, good food, clothing, and shelter are essential to beauty and health. Your talented leader has kept that in mind during his preparations. Okay. Can we please choose something? I'm getting bored. I feel like I've only been reading for the past 5 parts of the series. And so we went to the open space that Jinya had reserved beforehand and began setting up our living tents. Ugh, what? Please! Why do we have to sleep outdoors even after making it to the city? Brady was, well, complaining the whole time, but he ended up retracting those gripes immediately. Is this seriously a tent? It really did finish itself automatically. And it's fully furnished too. It's so spacious, almost like a room at an inn. Whoa! Taken aback by that pleasant surprise, we merely did some final arrangements inside the tent while gushing over it. That took no time at all. The mystic tools nowadays are way too advanced. This is splendid. I think we'll get some good rest on our journey in here. We might have a much better time here than at some in our... Genius seemed pretty haphazard about things, so I was kind of worried. But the preparations he made are much better thought out than I had assumed. Whew. We finished setting up our tent. This looks amazing! Then we moved over to the common area, which everyone had already finished assembling. Sorry for being so late. I'd meant to help to be used by everyone, but that didn't help at all. Don't worry about that. It didn't take much effort on our part. We were all surprised. The room built itself in an instant without us doing much of anything. The only thing you did was stand by and watch. There's a kitchen and a shower area over there. Wow, there's even a shower? I was prepared to go without one for some time on the road, but I'm so happy to hear that. A delight, isn't it? A day without a shower is a day that's out of the question. I spent a fortune on this. Not just that, but everyone looks like it cost a ton. No wonder we're broke. Out of curiosity, Rady and I are staying in one tent. What's everyone else doing? I'm rooming with Pascalia. I'd share a room with anyone but the lizard. Naturally, I have my tent to myself as the leader. Genia has lots more luggage than the rest of us, so we kind of have to take up one tent. So, Villo and Pascalia, then Zephora and Ion, huh? Alright, time to go take a look and see what your rooms look like. I do not mind, but Alast is expected to visit soon, so it would be helpful if you kept it brief. Alast? Oh, did I forget to tell you? Alast is also involved in this. Technically. We share the same workplace. He's a guy with glasses who always likes to prattle too much and nags on. And... Who likes to prattle and nag exactly? Yikes, you're already here, Alast. I've told you many times to not use that nickname. And yikes is uncalled for. I specifically took time out of my busy day to come right on time, you know. Well, I wouldn't mind if you dragged your feet more. You'd run away while I stalled. I won't let that happen. Are you two possibly acquainted with each other? Yep, besties to put it mildly. Unfortunately, acquainted childhood friends. And co-workers, no more, possibly less. There's a bit gap between their perceptions. It has been a while, Alest. Haven't seen me since the capital, Alest. Greetings, Ion. Hello. It seems that the others are also in good health. Oh, hello. It's nice to meet you. I'm Tavalia. Ready at your service. And you two must be the new members. I'm Alest. Please make your acquaintance. A young man hailed as the right hand of King Vergonia. Despite his youth, he is one of the king's closest advisors. 3 years ago, he led the public security forces from the capital and conducted a large-scale purge of Ferris's underground arena. He holds peerless faith and adoration towards Prince Colovis, and whenever he begins to talk about the prince, nobody can hope to stop him. Ooh, a little bit of a complex. Allow me to introduce myself properly to you. I'm usually stationed inside the castle, and my work spans across a range of fields. One of my duties is supervising circus. I happen to be in Kalita this time, so I came here in person. But in the future, use this relay chalice to make your routine reports, please. Oh my, are you sure about leaving such a rare and precious relic in our hands? Yes, mostly because giving you free reign sounds terrifying. Make sure to take extra care when handling it. I'll be mainly assessing all of you from a distance. If there's any trouble, feel free to contact me at any time. I will. Then let's cut to the chase. I think you're already aware, but allow me to explain your duties once. Bro, we've explained these duties 14 different times. I know what my duties are, thank you so much. I doubt you received a coherent explanation given that Ginny is your leader. If you explain the same thing as Ginny did, I'm gonna clock you. The mission on your shoulders is much more important than you could ever imagine. Our goal was to cultivate blooming flowers which could melt the prince's frozen heart. That meant the prince's very future was in our hands. Though I'd understand the weight of it, having to face it head on still made me anxious. It must be, after all, what we do would directly influence the prince's health. Exactly! What? Uh-oh, here he goes again. With his hand clenched into a fist, Alice leaned forward, eyes blazing with passion, and began bombarding us with enthusiasm. As you know, obviously, His Highness is beauty incarnate and wise as a sage, an ideal prince with a brilliant future. From birth, he was blessed with talents like no other. He could interact with spirits and cast spells from the time he could crawl. And he did it with every elemental, even without contracts. Although those of the royal bloodline possessed an affinity for all four, by age 5, his talent was said to rival the reigning kings. Can you even imagine how great of a loss it was for the world when he froze his own heart and locked himself away? I was still young during that incident and was unable to be by his side. I can't even begin to describe my regret. Why haven't I been born 5 years sooner? Excuse me, Atlas, just let him talk for now. He goes on forever when it's about the prince. If you interrupt, it's gonna last even longer. 7 hours straight is the record. Oh my god. That lasts until dawn. Oh, someone save me from this torture. I thought he was a much more proper man than Jinya, but... Indeed, I had faith. One day His Highness will look at me with a smile on his face. I am sure of it. This guy isn't normal either. I want to know how long this went on. Please tell me how long this went on. Alice proceeded to rant for an entire hour about how wonderful Prince Clivus was. Holy crap. And the ones who are the keys to saving such a magnificent prince are all of you. Remember that. Imprint it to your hearts and keep it in mind at all times. Copy. With those words, he finally finishes his extemporate speech. Yes, sir. Well, we shall do our best, sir. How many times did he even use the word prince in that speech? I can't count until 100.
Yeah.
Wow, classic Alice. He really loves to prince to bits. Hello. I would advise against saying that, or he may begin another sermon. We were dead tired from listening to the long-winded monologue. Finally, Alice moved on to the next topic. Now then, as for the show in this city, it shall be held at Sage Tower. Does that tower even have the space for that? Yes, on the rooftop. Huh? On the rooftop of the tower? I've arranged so that you can occupy the area temporarily. Use it as you wish. On that topic, for your information, that is supposed to be your job, Jinya. Oh, don't be such a downer, Allie. You like doing this kind of work, don't you? I only did it in your stead because I happen to have other tasks here in Kalita, but this will be the last and only time. What? You're so stingy. Ella shot an unimpressed look in Ginny's direction before continuing. Now, moving on to the problems occurring here. I believe you have heard that the number of chlors blooming in a city would affect the flora, correct? Sure, it did. To make the flora thing bloom, we also need to solve the problems going on here, right? Exactly. From what we've seen so far, the city does not seem to have any apparent issues. What might the problem here be? The only thing I can think of is how inexpressive people seem to be, but... that is the exact problem. Many of the citizens lack strong emotions. It's not rare for researchers and scholars to over time, only end up caring about data and numbers. I see. And chorus blooms from joy, so... if their hearts become detached, they would not bloom. I see. Isn't that normal for intellectuals? If it's their nature, wouldn't it be impossible to change it? Indeed. We could write it off as being their dispositions, but the researchers in the past made chlorus bloom. We're certain that the numbers only plummeted in recent years. Right. Since researchers should actually have more curiosity and excitement than anyone else. I can't believe so many of them have lost that spark now. Maybe the chorus research has fainted over time? I don't know. Oh! That's their parents! Oh. Even my faded memories worn down by time, my parents had always smiled happily. To me, researchers were people who jumped with joy whenever they came across the unknown. Maybe there's no more unknown. That's so sad. Tifalia. At any rate, if that does not improve, the floor likely will not bloom. I understand this is a difficult task, but it will save the prince and by extension this country. I'm counting on all of you. Roger Dodger, let's do this, baby! With that, Atlas left. As for us, we took this opportunity to have a meeting to plan what kind of performance we should do. So, the prince in this city will act strong emotions, huh? That must mean they don't really feel happy or sad, right? I can't imagine what that must be like. Same here. I honestly don't get it either. That means nothing seems fun to them, right? I don't know about that. I don't think that's quite the case, but researchers and scholars should be really excited when they encounter new things. That's how it worked with my parents. Well, if we can't come up with anything while sitting around and talking, how about we explore the city and talk to the residents, market research, you know? The answer might come crashing to our arms right away. You're right. If we don't know something, we should try to see it with our own eyes first. Yeah, now you're talking. I need to look for someone with a talent for water magic too, so that works out. If that's the plan, I've got stuff to do here, so I'll watch our tent for us. Does that sound good to you, Zephora? Ion? I'll make my own plans. If that is your command, I shall comply. Considering what had happened in the capital, I was somewhat worried. Was it truly the right move to have everyone split up and act alone? No, actually, I was far more than somewhat worried. Sounds like a plan. Come on, it'll be fine. Even without these guys, as long as we're on the case, it's all good. Okay then, I'll see you all in the evening. Good luck. On that cue, we all went our separate ways into the city. I need to Google this. Are we... Like, the only decisions we have is choosing where to go. Okay. Main Street, Liz heading there. Investigate the Sage. Scallium. Let's... Oh, actually, let's do... Hold up. Let's do Rady. Because we trust him the most. And then we'll do... I love a good little hot colds person. After... Or, like Ion and Zephora. I feel like I could get their hearts to melt just a bit if given the opportunity. Okay. After leaving our tents, I walked around the street of Caldo with Rady in tow. Are you sure about this, Rady? About what? We decided that we'd all split up to do our investigation, right? Knowing you, I thought you'd go drinking or something by your lonesome. Jeez, how could you think that about me? I'm your chaperone, you know? How could I ever blame you after seeing the face on you? Even the best booze tastes better. Was it that obvious? Thanks, Rady. Rady gave me a light, reassuring smack on my leg, and I smiled at him. Then, I sucked in a deep breath before turning to face the city before me once again. I still can't recall anything about my life here in the past. I'd lived in Calida with my parents until I was 6. However, my memories of that period were very hazy, and most of it was an obscure blur. According to Radiant Spiria, how young I'd been and the trauma from losing my parents likely played a big part in that. I thought that I might remember something if I got the chance to see the city, but it turned out I was wrong. Tifalia. Sorry, Rady, I'm actually not too dejected. It's just that I know I used to live here, and yet I remember so little about it. It's a bit of a shame, that's all. Those hazy days were supposed to be a part of my identity as well. Yet they felt like the life of a stranger, and that left me feeling despondent. I'm fine though. My current memories are filled with wonderful times I shared with you in spirit after all. You really know how to make a lady happy. I still remember how when I was a kid, I had so much trouble trying to hold you in my arms. When I hugged you, my entire vision would be blocked by your fluffy fur and... Huh? Who's that? You okay, dude? Oh, ignore me, it's nothing. Oh, we're starting to remember. Well, I know it's him carrying in her arms. I went silent for a moment, then I tilted my head with curiosity and asked, Hey, Brady, this might be a weird question, but yes! 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 Finally, we have options. We get to choose. Our adventure has begun. Okay, let's see. Did you live here once? Is that your only form? I think if we ask, is that your only form, he's going to respond with, yes, silly, of course, you've known me my whole life. So we're going to do, did you live here once? What the heck? There we go. I didn't know what I was able to choose. Okay, we're going to do, did you live here once? Have you lived in the city as well, Brady? What? That came out of nowhere. I only started living with you after I came to Liber, but sometimes you sound like an old resident here, so I got curious. That being said, Brady always had the tendency to show off his wealth of trivia knowledge in all kinds of unusual fields. That's because I'm a walking encyclopedia. It's encyclopedia. Yeah, right. Sorry, ignore all that. Brady ended that topic, then deftly performed a shrug with his little shoulders. Oh well, it's pretty Northian to not remember your childhood. After all, you were so tiny that you could fit on my paw pad. Wait. I definitely couldn't have been that small. I shook my head trying to collect myself, then I sighed once again. He's right, this isn't the time we struck in the past. I need to focus on the investigation. I wonder how that affected the storyline. Excuse me, may I ask you something? Sorry, try someone else, I'm busy. Hey, listen to this, old man. We're gonna hold a performance in this city. A performance? Sorry, I'd rather spend that time on my research. More importantly, you're Faye, right? Could I take a blood sample? Whoa, bro. That's all one big fat needle. Where'd you even store it? Also, dream on, because I refuse. We moved to the entrance of the stage tower and tried talking to the people who passed by, but everyone came and went from the tower at a brisk pace and nobody indulged us. We'd get ignored, and even if someone paused, they would just proceed to ask us to cooperate with their research. We're getting nowhere. I mean, research peeps may be a bunch who suffer from tunnel vision and all, but this is insane. Rather than calling it a lack of strong emotions, it's more that they don't spare any attention for things that might move them. How do I put it? Indifferent? Or more that they just don't stop to look around them. I understand that people would have a hard time focusing on other things when they're excited about their work, but I recalled my parents inside my hazy memories as I considered the behavior of the researchers. But I feel that it's a different case for the people here. And even Cilius be real disappointed in this. Cilius? That's the great spirit of Earth who built this city, right? You sound almost as if you know him personally. Well, I guess, since I'm technically a Fae with an affinity for the Earth element and all. Is he it? Is he who I think it is? Huh? Is that how it works? I shrugged at him lightly before turning to look at the entrance again. What if he's the great sage? Everyone who passed by all had stiff expressions, and they seemed completely different from my image of researchers. Spirit told me a little about them before. My parents had been research fanatics, but they hadn't been people who'd only focus on one topic. They'd held interest in everything: the novel, the strange, the rare, the unknown. A pair who'd pounce on anything that caught their interest with no care for public opinion. They'd made many discoveries in unusual combinations of fields, and they'd even been highly regarded by the government. In my memories, they'd always happily spoken to me about fun and the marvels of the world. I'd loved my parents to bits as well. But in the end, that was what caused...
なあ、ティファリア。
Hey, it's a Tafalia. Yeah.
ちょっとそこにかがめ。
Squat down for a moment, will ya? Okay. I did as he instructed and looked at him. Then Rady stared squarely into my eyes before letting out an abrupt shout.
一発芸。
Party trick at last!
私の名前はアレスト。
My name is Alex, the vassal of the royal family state of the land, and everyone in this fan club. A gentleman with a glass of near to the man's during my every waking moment. What? Now you over there, join our backup to Prince Amelia, it's the Prince! Why Atlas? Wait, Rady, that was such an underhanded surprise attack.
何
Rady? Huh? Call another man's name? What a naughty little kitten we have here. It's lying this
付け
time.
の支払いと一緒に
Come on, don't just take the money from my tab. Take my heart along with it.
そろそろ
I'm sure I owe you somewhat that much by now. You all think dragons are mysterious creatures? What a shame! I'm a dragon. Oh, I'm an exception, you say? And you think damage from this dragon island will be more epic and legendary, huh? I bring bad news because most dragons are just like me. In other words, there are tons of me on the island. Me here, me there, me everywhere. I couldn't take it anymore. You're just like him. I was heard hallucinating. I was tearing up as I crouched and Rady let out short of a triumph. Way to go, me! I win! A surprise attack like that is so unfair! I slowly steadied my erratic breathing and looked at Rady, who patted my head with his tiny paws. Now that's more like it. It's just not right if you don't have a swell on your face. Rady. He noticed my low spirits and tried to cheer me up, and I'd only just realized that. Do they just bloom randomly? A chorus bloomed gently, reacting to my gratitude and joy. Some things never change, huh? Gingerly, I took the chorus into my hands while recalling some of our fond memories together. It was a dance last time. It was. You tried to learn such complex choreography for some reason, even with your little legs. You tripped over yourself so many times and stepped on your own tail as you tumbled over. Hey, let me remind you that I did perfectly when you first twitched your cheek. You got me there. But I was actually more amused by you, Rady. You were so happy about your success. Huh? Was I acting that funny? Personally, I was happier about the twitch than pulling off that dance, so I don't actually remember what I did. It only moved for a tiny second, but you know, that made me super happy. It took quite some time after that until you regained your heart, but you weren't a lifeless doll. Your smile was just sleeping inside your heart. That moment was all I needed to have faith to continue trying to make you laugh. Rady. That's why I persisted and dug into all kinds of fields, not just dance. I declared my diligence rivals the researchers here. Jeez. It's researchers, alright, even though the topic is so silly in comparison. Still. Thanks, Rady. I gathered him into my arms and gave him a squeeze. I remember that too. Whenever I was sad or dejected, you find some way to make me smile, just like this. And a chorus bloomed every time, right? It sure did. I was really anxious about going on this journey, but when I'm with you, Rady, I feel like I can do anything. Sounds about right. Cheering you up is my most important job, after all. Rady grinned and I squeezed him once again. This is honestly, hold up. This is a great way to like end our life for the day. I had a great time. Rady and I, like, Rady and her, whatever, like, anytime I see something, it's, like, us as a character, like, he's definitely hiding something, and I wonder if it's some kind of betrayal thing, like, there's a reason he's actually with us, or maybe he was the cause of our parents' demise, or, like, something like that, but I really, really like him. Also, I'm just now realizing, did we only get to choose one character? If we did, I don't feel bad about choosing Rady. because I do want to emphasize our bond more. Like, I want to learn more about us. And I think as we move along the story, it'll pop up more. But yeah, next time though, it's definitely going to be Ion or Zephora. Like, I like them. I want to see if we can make their hearts melt, their ice cold expressions. And I also want to see what Zephora's up to. If you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys later. Peace.